Welcome to Before Time. Tonight we travel back to the North Atlantic Ocean in April of 1912 aboard the most famous ship ever built. The RMS Titanic was the largest moving object on Earth, a floating palace designed to represent the power, wealth and technological confidence of the early 20th century. More than 2,000 passengers and crew sailed aboard her maiden voyage, believing they were crossing the Atlantic on the safest ship ever constructed. 4 days later, Titanic would vanish beneath the freezing ocean. This is Titanic 1912, the final hours. The largest ship in the world. When Titanic launched in 1911, the ship stunned the world. Built in Belfast by Harland and Wolff, Titanic stretched more than 880 feet long and weighed over 46,000 tons. Her engines alone were enormous enough to power an entire city district. Everything about the ship was designed to inspire awe. First-class passengers walked through grand staircases illuminated by glass domes and electric light. Luxury suites contained private promenades, fireplaces, libraries, fine dining rooms, Turkish baths, smoking lounges, and some of the most expensive furniture ever placed aboard a ship. For wealthy travelers, Titanic was not simply transportation, it was a symbol of status. But below the luxury decks, thousands of others experienced a very different voyage. Third-class passengers, many of them immigrants traveling to America, slept in crowded cabins deep inside the ship. Families from Ireland, Scandinavia, Eastern Europe, and the Middle East carried nearly everything they owned aboard Titanic, hoping to begin new lives in the United States. In total, more than 2,200 people sailed aboard the ship during its maiden voyage from Southampton to New York City. Among them were millionaires, engineers, musicians, servants, cooks, coal workers, children, and entire families. For a few brief days, Titanic became a floating version of the modern world itself. Confidence in technology. The early 20th century was an age obsessed with progress. Electricity transformed cities. Automobiles appeared on roads. Airplanes had begun flying only a few years earlier, and Titanic represented the peak of that new industrial confidence. Newspapers described the ship as nearly unsinkable. Technically, no official company document ever claimed Titanic could never sink, but the ship's advanced watertight compartments created enormous public confidence. Many passengers believed the vessel was safer than any ship before it. Even the crew trusted Titanic deeply. That confidence would become deadly. Life aboard Titanic. By April 14, 1912, the voyage felt calm and routine. The Atlantic Ocean was unusually still. First-class passengers attended elegant dinners beneath glittering chandeliers, while orchestras performed in luxurious dining rooms. In smoking lounges, businessmen discussed finance and politics, while wealthy families drank wine and walked the promenade decks beneath cold Atlantic stars. Elsewhere, children played in third-class corridors, while immigrants gathered together singing songs from their home countries. Deep below the waterline, hundreds of firemen and engineers worked endlessly inside Titanic's engine rooms and boiler rooms. The heat there was brutal. Coal workers shoveled tons of coal into enormous furnaces hour after hour to keep the giant ship moving westward toward America. Above them, most passengers slept peacefully. Very few realized the danger waiting ahead. Ice warnings. Throughout April 14th, Titanic received multiple wireless warnings from nearby ships reporting dangerous ice fields directly along the route. Several captains warned about drifting sea ice and massive icebergs in the North Atlantic. Some of these warnings reached Titanic's bridge. Others never reached senior officers because the wireless operators were overwhelmed sending passenger messages to shore. Despite the warnings, Titanic continued moving at high speed. The night was dangerously deceptive. The sea remained extremely calm, making icebergs harder to spot because waves were not breaking visibly against the ice. There was also no moon, only darkness. The temperature continued falling as Titanic pushed deeper into the ice field. The final evening. On the evening of April 14th, passengers continued enjoying the voyage, completely unaware that the disaster had already begun unfolding around them. In first class, guests attended dinners featuring multiple luxury courses served on fine china beneath electric light. Some passengers later described the atmosphere aboard Titanic that night as unusually peaceful. Outside, the Atlantic stretched endlessly beneath a sky filled with stars. The ocean looked almost like black glass. At approximately 11:40 p.m., lookouts Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee suddenly saw something directly ahead. An iceberg. Fleet rang the warning bell 3 times and telephoned the bridge. "Iceberg right ahead!" First Officer William Murdoch immediately ordered the ship to turn and attempted to reverse the engines. But Titanic was simply too large and moving too fast. Moments later, the iceberg scraped along the starboard side of the ship. To many passengers, the collision did not feel catastrophic. Some barely noticed it at all. But beneath the waterline, the iceberg had opened multiple sections of the hull. Seawater began flooding into the forward compartments. Within minutes, Titanic's designers realized the truth. The ship would sink. Realization. Captain Edward Smith entered the ship's mailroom and lower compartments alongside engineers to inspect the damage. The flooding was unstoppable. Titanic had been designed to survive damage to several watertight compartments, but too many had been breached. Water now spilled from one compartment into the next, like a staircase slowly filling with the Atlantic Ocean. Chief designer Thomas Andrews soon calculated that Titanic had less than 3 hours remaining. At first, many passengers refused to believe the danger was serious. The ship still appeared stable, the lights still worked, the orchestra still played, the interiors remained warm and luxurious. It did not feel like a disaster. That illusion would not last. Lifeboats. Titanic carried lifeboats for only a fraction of the people aboard. This was technically legal under outdated maritime regulations based on ship tonnage rather than passenger capacity. Even worse, many early lifeboats launched partially empty because officers feared overcrowding them. Crew members struggled to convince passengers to board. Some passengers simply refused to leave the warm, brightly lit ship for small boats hanging above freezing darkness. Meanwhile, third-class passengers faced additional confusion navigating the enormous ship. Language barriers, locked gates, poor directions, and growing panic made escape far more difficult for many immigrant families below deck. As the situation worsened, the divide between social classes became terrifyingly visible. Panic spreads. Around 12:45 a.m., the first distress rockets fired into the sky above Titanic. Nearby ships saw them, but no rescue vessel arrived in time. The nearest ship capable of responding quickly, the Carpathia, raced toward Titanic through dangerous ice fields after receiving distress calls. But it was still hours away. On Titanic itself, the mood shifted rapidly. The bow of the ship slowly sank lower into the ocean. Passengers now noticed the cold. Deck angles became visible. The orchestra continued performing music to calm the crowds, while crew members loaded women and children into lifeboats. Some husbands kissed wives goodbye, knowing they would never see them again. Others refused separation and remained together aboard the ship. Fear spread across every deck. The final hour. By around 2 a.m., Titanic's fate was unavoidable. Most lifeboats had already launched. Hundreds of people still remained aboard. The front decks disappeared beneath freezing seawater. Inside the ship, electrical systems began failing one by one. Stewards rushed through hallways, waking remaining passengers, while crew members attempted to maintain order. Some people prayed, others drank heavily. Some searched desperately for family members lost in the chaos. The freezing Atlantic water was deadly. The temperature sat near -2 degrees Celsius. Anyone entering the ocean would likely die within minutes from cold shock and hypothermia. Yet the ship continued sinking. The breakup. At approximately 2:20 a.m. on April 15, 1912, Titanic could no longer support its own weight. The enormous ship broke apart between the funnels. For decades, survivors disagreed about whether Titanic split in half before sinking. Modern wreck analysis later confirmed that it did. The stern briefly rose high into the air above the Atlantic, while terrified passengers clung to railings and decks. Then the entire ship disappeared beneath the ocean. The lights finally went out. Silence followed. And then came the screams. Hundreds of people remained trapped in the freezing water, surrounded by darkness and floating debris. Most would not survive more than several minutes. Lifeboats nearby heard the cries echoing across the Atlantic night. Many survivors later described those sounds as the most horrifying moment of the disaster. Rescue. At approximately 4 a.m., the RMS Carpathia finally arrived at the disaster site. By then, Titanic was gone. Only lifeboats, debris and bodies remained scattered across the freezing ocean. Carpathia rescued roughly 700 survivors. More than 1,500 people died. The disaster shocked the world. Newspapers across Europe and America covered the sinking for weeks. Titanic quickly became more than a maritime tragedy. It became a symbol of human arrogance, technological overconfidence, class division, and the terrifying power of nature. Discovery of the wreck. For decades, Titanic rested undiscovered, nearly 12,500 feet beneath the Atlantic Ocean. In 1985, explorer Robert Ballard finally located the wreck. The ship had split apart during the sinking, exactly as some survivors described. Today, Titanic continues slowly decaying on the ocean floor. Rust-consuming bacteria gradually destroy what remains of the once legendary ship. But even now, Titanic still fascinates the world, more than a century later. Because Titanic was not simply a shipwreck, it was a moment when modern civilization suddenly realized that technology, wealth, and confidence could not fully control nature. Thank you for watching Before Time. If you enjoyed this journey into one of history's most famous disasters, be sure to subscribe for more cinematic historical documentaries exploring lost worlds, forgotten moments, and the events that changed history forever. Until next time, thank you for traveling back in time with us.